Okay, so here's the bike with the new pipes about to be installed. So let's take a quick look and we'll fire up and see what she sounds like right now. So these are the existing stock pipes. So keys in, ignition's on. There we go. So this is the sound of the existing pipes. Notice the tapered ends, so the new pipes have the beveled ends. Really, really quiet. Walk around. There we have it. Let's turn her off and we'll have a look at installing the new pipes. Okay, so first things first, we need to slacken this bolt right here. There we go. So what we're going to do is just slacken this bolt off. Okay, a bit more pressure. Okay, there we go. So that's slackened. Okay, there we go. Now on to the next step. Okay, so next thing we want to do is slacken the bolts holding the footrest assembly. So let's do that. So if you'll see, the silencer is actually attached to that footrest assembly, so this needs to come off. So I pre-loosened these already because they were on pretty tight, but that's slackened right now. So now we have that taken off, we need to just gently rotate the silencer away from the mount, which we have done right here. And that should just pull away like so. I'm just going to put in something underneath to protect when it falls. Let's get a rag. Okay. There we go. So that's that silencer taken away. Pretty easy. So actually the next step is to take the remainder of the footrest assembly and take that off the silencer. So let me get my screwdriver here. Okay, so I'm just going to put the Allen key on top there, and there we go. So that should just unscrew right off, and we'll mount that to the new silencer, and we are ready to go. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so the next step is just to do the reverse. So we'll add back the footrest assembly to the new pipe. You can tell this is a new pipe because it has the cut end. And okay, that's tight. And let's do the second one. Tighten that up. Okay. That's pretty tight. I'm going to just take the wrench and just give it a little extra tightness right there. There we go, that's one. And ratchet that second one in place. Okay, there we go. We're good. So that's mounted. Now for the next step. Okay, so here we have the end of the header pipe that the silencer is going to go into right here. And the next step is to apply some high temperature RTV silicone sealant. So I'm just going to squeeze that all the way around the header pipe. And once I have that on, I'm ready to install the silencer. So I'm just going to spread a bead of that all the way around. Okay, it's a little hard to work the camera and do this job at the same time, but you can see I'm just smoothing that around. So there we go. There's our silicone sealant. So the next thing to do is to attach the clamp to the silencer and clamp everything back together. Okay, so this is going to be a little hard to do with the camera going, so I'm just going to mount this down here and see if that works. Okay, looks like we have a fairly good view. So all I'm going to do now is attach the silencer back to the header pipe. I'm going to rotate that on slowly. There we go, that's good. And that's on. So I have that in place here. You notice I pushed on a little too high, so some of the silicone sealant pushed through, but that's good. And I'm just going to push the mounting plate back on. Now I'm ready to attach the passenger footrest again after I tighten up this clamp here. Okay, that's the clamp tightened up to the header, and it's just a case of putting the passenger footrest back on, and we are good to go. Okay, so I already started off the screws on the footrest, just because it's a little hard to hold the camera, but basically it's just a case of putting the footrest back on and doing the screws back up, and we have the new silencer on the left hand side of the bike. I'm just going to repeat the operation on the other side, start her up, and see what we sound like. Okay, so here we are, we have the new pipes on, so let's take a look on the left hand side. You'll see the difference in the ends of the pipe. Move around to the right hand side. Let's take a look at everything together. So here we have the connection. You can see a little bit of the red from the RTV silicone sealant. That's rated for 650 Fahrenheit, so that should be good enough to seal the header there, seal the header against the silencer. And let's move it around again. So I have the ignition keys in, so let's fire her up and see what she sounds like. And fire her up. What a huge difference. That is a huge difference. So from the side you probably can't even hear me here. Let's have a listen. Here we go, rev. What a huge difference, some great silencers. What a difference. We have some silencers changed out to some TOR pipes, and they sound fantastic, much better than we had before.